Our first speaker tonight is Anthony Viljoen, and he's CEO at Andrada Mining. Andrada is a London-listed battery technology metals mining company with a portfolio of mining and exploration assets in Namibia. And the current market cap there is £90 million. That's pretty good. The company released an RNS yesterday which announced two things. They have produced their first lithium concentrate as part of their off-site pilot test program, and also that debt funding will be signed off by the Development Bank of Namibia at the end of the month, ready for drawdown in June 2023. So, exciting times, Anthony. Welcome.
Donald, thank you very much for having me here, and thank you for providing the opportunity for us to talk to the London Southeast community. We get to read a lot of the comments that people put on the community, and there's a lot of learned people that follow the shares. We've got a very exciting story that we are very proud to talk about, and it was very unique. I think that what we've announced recently is a real game changer for the company. But it's probably worthwhile just running everybody through a little bit of a background as to why we believe that this is such a unique offering from the company. So if you just bear with me, I will just run you through the various disclaimers that AIM and the London Stock Exchange require. But you know, let's get into it. So we've been developing mineral projects and companies across Africa for the better part of 20 years. We've brought exploration projects into production and producers of significant mines. We've always had a philosophy of finding scalable projects in buoyant markets, and we've done this, as I mentioned, very successfully. But we are very proud of what we've got today. When we floated the company, we brought in a whole team of engineers and geologists that have been working together for the last couple of years. And the idea was always that we wanted to build a team capable of building a mining company. So what we've put together and what's developed that people don't really see is we've built a really cohesive team capable of executing large-scale mining projects. So what have we done to date? We've brought our tin project into production. We've expanded that. We've dropped our unit costs. What is quite unique about this ore body that I'll explain in a bit more detail is that it's a polymetallic ore body, meaning that we can derive revenues from a number of different elements. And one of these elements just happens to be lithium that is going to be the main driver of growth for the company going forward. We're based in Namibia. I'm not sure what people know of Namibia, but what we know is that it's the best jurisdiction in Africa to invest in. It's a very stable jurisdiction with a strong mining code and a well-developed legal framework. But what's really exciting about Namibia is definitely the geology. So what you've got in Namibia is these unique pegmatite belts. And I say unique, a pegmatite belt is not unique in that most of your lithium deposits around the world are found in these pegmatite belts. It's just the scale of the pegmatite belts in Namibia. They run for hundreds of kilometers east to west and swarm across the entire western seaboard of the country. So when we did our initial prospecting and exploration, we picked up the historic mining license areas that were historically mined for tin, as we were specifically looking for tin back then. But we also realized that within these pegmatite belts, like most pegmatite belts around the world, they were intruded with a number of different elements, and lithium happened to be one of those prolific elements. So when we set about developing the company, we were always cognizant of establishing early cash flows, and because of the amount of historic data that we had on hand, it allowed us to go into early stage production. But concurrent with that, we also looked to develop the historic or confirm the historic ore bodies, and we did a confirmatory drilling program. If you look at the satellite image, What the old timers would do is they would look for an outcropping pegmatite. They would test it for mineralization, and then they would open a pit. So they mined over 12 historic pits. The biggest of the pits before they abandoned the operations was the V1, V2 ore body. So we started confirming that, and we did some down dip drilling, and we also tested for a variety of different elements that typically occur within these pegmatites. And what we found is that the V1, V2 not only was 70% bigger, but also had a significant resource of lithium. And so just the V1, V2 on its own is, in terms of inventory size, one of the biggest hard rock tin and hard rock lithium deposits globally. We've still got another 900 confirmatory holes in our proximal pegmatites. So this resource is an absolute beast, but even better in the upside is that it associated, if you look at that satellite image, all of those yellow dots on the satellite image are another 180 outcropping pegmatites, all within our fully permitted mining license area. So just to compare this in terms of size, Greenbushes in Australia is currently the biggest hard rock tin lithium producer in the world, and funnily enough, also started off as a tin deposit in excuse me, in a pegmatite. Pilangura, a very well known producing lithium asset. Ewoya in West Africa, also a well known lithium asset. So if you look at the scale of these, by far and amongst all other lithium deposits globally, we have an incredibly huge footprint that we believe will be of global significance in the not too distant future. So where are we with lithium? So we've got an existing operation, we've got a huge resource, and we've got production that can come on stream relatively quickly, and we've got a very unique lithium product that can be sold into the industrial market that accounts for 25% of the world lithium demand, but also, and very importantly, into the burgeoning battery market. So as Donald mentioned earlier, something we are very proud of is achieving our first saleable concentrate. I mean saleable, that it's on spec, that off-takers would buy, which means that we're basically kicking off the start of our lithium production and lithium generating journey, the revenue generating journey. So as has happened in the past with this operation, we've got incredibly aggressive timelines to unlock value in the short term, and so we've got a very tight schedule in terms of getting up and running. The first, as I said, the kickoff was the lithium concentrate, but in the not too distant future, you're also going to see the on-site bulk test work plant that will come on stream, and that will allow us to gain a better understanding of the variability in the ore body across the multitude of different pits, but will also be able to give us the most consistent, highest quality grade that we can then integrate that lithium circuit into the plant and start realizing early and establish our company as a lithium producer and establish Namibia as a lithium producing country. So we have released our PEA numbers. Unfortunately, we're not in a position to release the updated numbers just yet, but some significant changes in the market has been the price adjustments in lithium, as well as a better understanding of our recoveries that we will get from operations. So we do expect the economies of just our existing operations to be significantly enhanced from adding the lithium on stream. So as part of our test work, our metallurgical test work, that we've been asked a lot of questions in terms of what we're doing. So we've established that the first stage of the test work will be dense media separation. then we will look to introduce a crushing and flotation circuit. And what we're also looking at doing is a pre-concentrating of using near infrared ore sorting, which is some really fascinating technology that I think will really enhance the recoveries and capabilities of our operations. We are also concurrently testing with various hydroxide facilities so that we can sell this the concentrate into the battery market. So the bulk sampling pilot plant is on track. Not only will it give us all of that information, but we'll also be able to enhance revenues that we can run revenue producing campaigns from. You can see the picture of the circuit there. It's coming along very nicely and is all set for the June commissioning and July ramp up. But as you can imagine, and I think what is missing from a lot of people's understanding, and politicians making all sorts of promises about lithium and electric vehicles, is just the incredible lack of lithium projects that are coming on stream. So as you can imagine, something that's as big and as prolific as what we've got has attracted a multitude of different interested parties from just about every continent in the world. And what we've established to do is bring in a world-class investment banker partner that can advise and structure the most efficient strategic partnership for the company going forward. And it's very important to establish what we're looking for in a strategic partner. We are looking at at the capabilities of downstream lithium offtake. We're also looking at technical capacity, ESG credentials, and goes without saying, somebody with a strong enough balance sheet to partner with us to develop such a significant project. The typical type of transactions that you see in this space is usually asset level transaction. So that is something that we will be focusing on going forward, specifically for the license 134. But what has transpired is that with our other license areas, there's some really exciting developments that people should also start taking note of. The Lithium Ridge license, which was previously known as Nice, is producing some fantastic results. We've got incredible mineralization over 6 kilometers with up to 2% just in the soils. We've done a scout drilling program from there. It's interesting to note that this was also a historic mine, and that they mined tin and tantalum and processed that at Weiss. So it gives us a precedent for bringing that into production, early production. Spodumene Hill, a very similar scenario. This is 11 kilometers away from our operation, and also provides us with upside in terms of bringing more revenue into the company. So we are very well structured. We have a very strong institutional share register. We are very close to at least 70% of the register, and they are all long-term holders and have mostly been involved since the inception of the company. We are also very well set up from a financing point of view. We have a very robust balance sheet. What is very unique about our offering is that most junior miners rely solely on the equity markets. Having the access to cash flows also allows us to access different types of financing instruments that are non-dilutive to our existing shareholders. So we have a partnership with Standard Bank, and that's been used to expand the current facilities and increase our revenues on our existing operations. We have the Development Bank of Namibia that we are just about to conclude our financing arrangements and drawing down during the month of June. That will give us access to another 5.5-6 million US dollars, depending on the exchange rate. And then obviously also Orion that are in the process of negotiating an intercreditor arrangement with our existing banking partners so that they can share in the security structure. So a very well balanced balance sheet with cash in the bank. We obviously also making very good cash on a monthly basis. Margins are really good, given with the expansion. So it's a very well designed share register, a very well backed up and robust balance sheet, and it really poises the company in a strong position for growth. So all of the capital activities that we've spoken about are fully financed from all of the sources that were mentioned in the previous slide. The lithium pilot circuit is just about complete. The drilling is on the proximal pegmatites, as well as the scout drilling on the peripheral exploration licenses is going very well. The metallurgical test work speaks for itself, and all of this will be compiled into a feasibility study that will hope to update all of those financing sort of return on capital parameters in the not too distant future. Something that's very close to the company is our sustainability and our ESG strategy. We believe in sustainable mining of the future. We work together with our communities to find ways in which we can uplift and find benefit for the communities. We're very responsible from an environmental point of view. We have a very low carbon footprint, and if we are going to be mining a lithium for the green transition, we need to do it in a sustainable manner, and we need to be the future leaders of the mining business and lead the way. So we have a very definite strategy that we are implementing, and shareholders will be updated on this as we go through our various stages of that strategy and report back through our annual sustainability reports. So what are we? We're a 4-asset tech metal champion. We're in a transformational growth phase. We have a globally significant asset that is in production already. We're expanding that. We're expanding the not only the size and scope, but also the diversity of our revenue streams. We've got funding and a robust balance sheet to achieve this, and significantly, as we announced yesterday, we've got commercial grade lithium concentrate that we can start selling into one of the most exciting bull markets that I've ever seen. So thank you everybody for your time, and we look forward to sharing our growth with you as we progress. Donald?
Okay, Anthony, that's fantastic. How does it feel? You sat there, you must have been working at this project for years and years. What is it like? What does it feel like looking back? You've just taken stock on that, through that slide presentation. What does it feel to be at the heart of Andrada and US and such an exciting project? Put it into your own words.
Yeah, Donald, look, Gary Player, famous South African golfer, his famous saying was, the harder I practice, the luckier I get. So as a junior mining sort of CEO and a prospector at heart, finding the big one, this is an opportunity of a lifetime, and something not only myself but my incredible team are very proud of achieving.
So you feel as though you've hit the big time. This is it.
Look, I don't want to jinx myself, but this is a winner.
This is a winner. That's a good phrase. This is a winner. Now, you said it's not just use. It's you've got other things to run at as well. Lithium Ridge and Spodumene Hill. So there's just plenty more to run at in the future. It's all about delivery now, isn't it, for you? It's about how to approach the next few years and get everything up and running and just develop it.
Absolutely. Our whole hypothesis around the geology there was that we believe that this is going to be a green metal region, and that is living up to it. We've developed a culture of delivering on large scale projects, and we've built a team capable of executing these projects. So we're very confident in what we've got here, and very confident in our ability to make this a globally significant project, but also a significant producer of mid-tier of these technology metals in the future.
Now, you've got three different metals to run at here. You've got tin, you've got tantalum, and you've got lithium. How does it all balance out? Or do you see it? Do you literally see it as tin is tin the cash cow, and tantalum and lithium the growth and the potential? How do you see it? How do you describe it?
Yes, definitely, Donald. Look, the tin, as you say, is the cash cow. It's profitable. It's it basically pays for all the production, and then anything over and above that is just cream on the cake. So we really are pretty excited to start selling our first concentrate into the market, which I think we'll be getting to in the not too distant future.
And that concentrate, that's essentially for offtake agreements, so that people can check the quality and so on, and then take it from there.
That's right. The refineries are very specific in terms of the grade and the homogeneity of that grade that they take. So that's why this whole piloting phase is critical, so that they can test that in their refineries. So it gives us a competitive advantage, because that process in the battery market has quite a long lead time. But as I said earlier, the unique advantage of the type of lithium that we've got is we can start selling this into the glass market almost immediately.
And you said your bulk sampling pilot plant, June commissioning and July commencement. Did I get that right?
Sorry, June construction, July commissioning, and ramp up. Yeah.
So we're very, very close to that. How exciting is that?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's we love building stuff, and there's not a lot of guys that actually go through all the pain and heartache of building plants like this. I was a lot younger and had a lot more hair before I started building mines. But
you don't need hair. Hair is overrated, Anthony.
Yeah. But we're very confident in our capabilities now, and delivering really special projects to the market.
Now, you told me off air that it was about $10 million it cost to build?
Yes, $10 million. So, I mean, we raised that money last year with Standard Bank and in the equity markets. So part of that went into the expansion, and part of that money has gone into building this lithium pilot plant. But pilot plant is a misnomer. It's still capable of delivering significant tonnages on its own. But what it does do is it gives us that capacity to understand the entire ore body, and also our peripheral exploration license ore bodies in a lot more detail.
So what ore body, what size can it actually deliver?
So
there'll be a ramp up process presumably, and then from the second year onwards, you're more at capacity. So tell us all.
So it's designed to do sort of 20 tons an hour. And we think we could just so we could probably process about between 500 and 1,500 tons in the not too distant future of concentrates, and all indications are that sells for about $2,000 a ton. So that's all cream on the cake. So not only will we be learning a lot more about the ore body, but we can probably make a decent little turn on the revenues on the other side as well.
That makes you quite profitable, I suspect.
Very, very profitable, absolutely. And
So it's about
Yeah.
using those revenue streams to start developing the other parts of the project.
Absolutely, and it's self-financing is one thing, but it also gives confidence to our long-term funding partners, Standard Bank and Development Bank of Namibia, that when we do go to the next phase, we can get sustainable project finance on the back of that.
You've got a debt facility from the Development Bank of Namibia coming quite shortly. Talk us through that.
Yeah, so look, I mean, they've got it's a development bank, obviously, which has it's not only in the business of making money, but also in the business of developing the country. So their mandate extends to more than just making interest. So we see that as a partnership. We see that as a commitment from the Namibian government and the Namibian institutions to support investment in the country and to support growth, and more importantly, upliftment of the communities where we operate.
I presume in their eyes you count as a strategic project. Would that be fair?
Yes, definitely. Lithium is very important to them. That they're punting green hydrogen in the country. So this plays into the whole sort of thematic that Namibia is a place a safe place for investment, a long-term investment, and also for the green energy transition.
Okay, which takes us to questions from retail investors Alistair Somerville and Colin Poliquet. Apologies if I've mispronounced your name, Colin. The Namibian mining minister wants all Namibian lithium to be processed in country. I think that's a summary. Will the government prevent you from sending the raw ore overseas to be processed?
No.
That's their question, not mine.
Yeah, no. Look, I have read a lot of commentary around that. The government are very encouraging of investment. They're not going to sort of nationalize or force people to sell. What the minister was saying and has relayed to me in my recent meeting with him is that his preference is obviously to see as much benefit to the country as possible, and that's something we support. This is a whole new industry. You've got a huge region. So why shouldn't we look at vertically integrating downstream and having that facility available in Namibia? It's got all the right elements for it. So we do support that idea of adding as much value as possible to the country as we can.
Your bulk sampling pilot plant, to what extent does that count as processing? That's a very naive question, but hey,
yeah. No, look, it's as I mentioned, we can run both test campaigns and revenue campaigns with it. So it's basically a big Meccano set that we can adapt as we require, but it gives us a lot of
extra circuits for it to become a processing plant.
No, so it's basically, it's not connected up with conveyors, but it's very easy to link it up to become a continuous production facility. And I mean, we design all of our plants in a modular, scalable way. So this can very easily turn into a revenue facility in the short term, should we desire.
Okay, very good. Yes, I think we've answered that one. Okay, well, Colin asks, how will revenue be secured from lithium in the short to medium term? We've sort of gone around that a couple of times, but it's a really good. I do like it. It's a lovely thought. So let's ask you that one again. How will revenue be secured from lithium, say short to medium term?
Yeah. Okay. So look, I used to make the joke that selling tin was one of the easiest things I ever had to do. I take that back. Lithium is now selling lithium is one of the easiest things around. There's no shortage of off-takers. As I also mentioned, we can look to start selling and generating early revenues into the glass and ceramics market. While there will be a lead time in terms of the battery market from a testing point of view, but I do believe that we'll be able to start generating revenues quicker than just about we will be the only one on the London Stock Exchange that will be able to generate revenues from lithium in the short term.
And talk us through the offtake agreements, the people who are interested in having offtake agreements with you. To what extent can you put that in context for us? Can you tell us?
Not a lot, unfortunately, but
I thought you might say that. But let's talk holistically. Let's talk broadly, in broad terms.
Yeah.
Are people knocking your door down?
Like you won't believe, Donald. It's unprecedented. Really is. It's amazing. I've never seen anything like it.
Wow. Okay, that's a terrific answer. What about the tin operations? Colin Pollickett asks, are there any works in progress to improve the feed grade in the tin operations? And there's other people asked us very similar tin questions as well. So let's have a go at tin.
Yes, look, I mean, we have told everyone that we are also going to look to add an ore sorting technology in XRT ore sorter. We've done the test work on that. All indications currently are that upgrades our feed ore by 3 times, and that has quite a commensurate impact on the efficiency of your circuit. So when we do integrate the lithium, we will also look to integrate an ore sorting component, an XRT, as well as a near infrared ore sorting component for the lithium. So it's great technology that's becoming very widespread in the mining industry, and we're very excited to implement that.
Okay, my final question from Alistair. Chinese companies are taking a lead in buying up as much product as possible. The West is naturally concerned, may take steps to restrict this activity. Will this constrain Andrada?
No, not by any stretch. It is a very unique geopolitical situation. But the Chinese sort of spotted the opportunity a few years ago and have built the most incredible processing capacity for lithium. But they don't necessarily all have the raw product. I think that the Europeans are realizing that vertical integration of the supply chain for vehicle manufacturing is going to be required. So you're seeing a lot of car manufacturers, both Europe and America, they're starting to look at integrating the entire supply chain. So it is lithium is the only technology really that's capable of producing electric vehicles, and we do see lithium as the new oil. So the only time in the past that something like this got as exciting was the introduction of the internal combustion engine. So we're really on the cusp of something special here, and we see Andrada as at the forefront of delivering lithium into this exciting market.
Okay, question just in from Robin Mays. At full capacity, what revenues will the pilot plant produce per annum, and how much of that will be profit? So work around that in broad brush terms for us. So you really want to tell us those numbers, but broadly.
Yeah, look, broadly, we could double revenue from where we are today. If we integrated that, or not even if we just ran the existing circuit, and for not a lot of extra cost, call it an extra 5% on our unit costs. So look, I can't commit to those numbers, unfortunately, because there's all sorts of disclosure requirements, but in simple terms, doubling the revenue in the short term.
And his supplementary question, Robin May's supplementary question, what feedback have you had so far on your product being suitable to become feedstock for the EV battery market? So
look. I mean, it's all the people that we've spoken to that process the lithium in their refineries. they have said that this is a suitable feedstock. It's an extra 2 silicon and extra 4 oxygen atoms that need to be roasted at a higher temperature. But apart from that, it's exactly the same feed as all the other lithium spodumene deposits around.
Okay, that was absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. Anthony Viljoen, CEO at Andrada Mining, thank you so much for joining us. That was a terrific explanation of the company and its potential. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Donald, and thank you to all of our loyal followers out there. We hope to continue delivering something really spectacular for everybody out there. So watch the space.
Indeed, it's all about delivery now. Anthony, thank you for spending your time with us. It's really appreciated. Thank you.